Nottingham Forest 0, Liverpool somehow won. I don't know where to start from. Welcome to Marching Reds. I am Aman Chima, and here I am to review the game between Nottingham Forest and Liverpool played at the City Ground. And I mean, if I have to just sum it up in one phrase, it has to be a typical smash and grab performance. I have to start from somewhere, and let's start with the fact that we knew that Chelsea had already drawn the game, and if we could have won this game and gotten 3 points, which we ended up doing, we would have been level on points with United and Chelsea. And of course, United has their game still yet to be played against Everton. And then you just, start to pile up the pressure on both the teams which are above. And for that matter, even Aston Villa, the fact that even they also drew the game. In terms of the starting lineup, we saw Allison in goal, which was unexpected lines. In the back four, it was Dominic Szoboszlai who started the game and then later moved towards the midfield. Konate, Van Dijk, Milos Kerkez. In the midfield, it was Ryan Gravenberg, Alexis McAllister, Florian Wirtz got named, who unfortunately felt something in his back, and I don't know whether it was a stiff muscle or something. He had to be withdrawn after the warm up, and that was a major blow because he was that kind of a player who was looking more dynamic in this Liverpool setup. He was looking more comfortable on the ball with his feet and trying to be that difference maker on the pitch, and to lose that sort of a player, you knew that you would be up against it, because even though Nottingham Forest played just like what 2-3 days or so ago, but if you're traveling to such an away ground, you need that creativity and that midfield. And yeah, that was a major blow. Although Curtis Jones replaced him, so I mean, it wasn't the worst replacement. So that was kind of a false start. In the attack, it was Salah on the right wing, Ekitike up top, and Cody Gakpo on the left flank. I don't even know what to say about the first half. The fact that we earned our well-deserved rest during this week. We had no games to play. Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, had to travel to Fenerbahce and play them. Of course, they got a victory there. And yes, it would be a confidence-gaining result for them. But this has to be one of our worst first halves. I mean, I'm reminded of the Crystal Palace first half, and that was really poor. And the fact that we could not even win any second ball, we lost almost every duel, and even when we sort of tried to pass the ball even to each other, it's inexplainable the fact that we couldn't get a proper second touch. We couldn't even find our fellow teammates, and it was as if like Nottingham Forest is playing on a completely different pitch altogether, whereas Liverpool is still struggling even to get a grip of the ball. I mean, in the third minute or so itself, I think there was this golden opportunity when Curtis Jones loses the ball and the ball is played over our defense line, and Allison was forced to make into a save. And that was the first sign where I felt, wait, is this how we are showing up? Is this how we are turning up to a game which is so important to our top four, top five push? And maybe, of course, as a Liverpool fan, I would like to believe that, okay, it's still the starting of the game. You would expect a team like Liverpool to come back and start playing with their own rhythm. But yeah, it was shocking. It was shocking to say the least. And yeah, I mean, the less I say is better, because it is so disappointing. I mean, this was the perfect opportunity. I mean, yes, you got the result. We'll come to that also. But that first half wasn't something any Liverpool fan would have wanted, even as the last wish on the page. So, yeah, I mean, I have no words to explain it. And instead of dwelling into it and, making it a more like, how should I say it, over analytical or over critical. It is just the fact that it is so lackluster, it is so timid, it is so passive, it is so confusing because you've seen the glimpses of this team, you've seen how they play when they actually play. So, I mean, it's up to the players who have to question themselves and ask themselves that, like, what that first half was all about. And even in the second half, it was more of the same, but a much better Liverpool performance, which was the least that anybody expected, because it could not have gone much worse than what we saw in the first half. So in the second half, again, there are moments for Nottingham Forest again, and they get this very nice opportunity when the ball is crossed in, and I think it was Milankovic who headed it just wide, and the warning signs were there. Like, of course, it was great that we managed it somehow to not concede, and then the drama unfolds in the last few minutes or so. But before that, what I have to mention is the fact that when our first substitutions were made, it was Cody Gakpo who was subbed off, Mohamed Salah who was subbed off, and of course their performances were justified to be subbed off. And I would just like to let you know what I actually thought. When Mohamed Salah was getting subbed off, I mean, you might think that I'm getting overcritical or over analytical or just thinking over it too much. I personally did not like that smirk that he gave. And I mean, that just gave me that feeling of arrogance, that feeling of him thinking that he's superior, or him thinking that he's indispensable. Don't get me wrong, I love Mo. I mean, he's been an icon for the club, he's been a legend for the club, and I'm one of his biggest supporters. But such reactions of such decisions doesn't sit well with me. I mean, in that moment, instead of just rushing back and making sure that you try to play your part in creating a positive atmosphere or a motivating atmosphere because you're one of the senior men in the team, and that is how you respond. No, no, I mean, you can let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it, but this is how I felt about it. And the fact that as soon as Rio and Gamboa came on, Chiesa came on, and you could start seeing Liverpool sort of consistent or like fluid with their attack. You could see a sense of system or pattern developing. And of course, you cannot drop the likes of Mohamed Salah or even for that matter Cody Gakpo, because yes, there are shouts of Rio and Gamboa getting a start or Chiesa getting a start, but there's a reason why Chiesa, given his injury issues, and Rio and Gamboa, given the fact that he's just 17 years old, cannot start and play the whole 90 minutes. That is something that I think we all Liverpool fans who are asking for them to be named in the 11 are sort of not ignoring, but are sort of not completely aware about that fact. So that is the reason why I understand Salah and Gakpo getting the starts by Arne Slot. And even if you would have just looked at the starting lineup and then would have looked at the bench, what else Arne Slot could have done? I mean, this just shows that you do need a little bit of more depth in the midfield, in the attacking line, and you would expect the likes of Gakpo, Salah to find their form while on the pitch rather than, being out of the game for longer periods of time and then, coming out of the blue and start scoring. So that is how I understand it. Let me know if you think differently in the comment section below. But then the first goal, when I sort of started to celebrate, gets ruled out because of that handball. And that is all due to McAllister being McAllister. And he was one of those guys who actually showed the fight, who actually showed in this game that he cares about the team. And yes, he has not had a perfect season. Even I've been critical of him. But when the moment comes, he showed up, whether it was against Real Madrid with this header. And there were glimpses of him during the season showing up. But in this game, when some of the fouls were questionable, there was no rhythm for Liverpool, you needed someone who could raise his hand and say that, you know what, it is what it is, but I am not going to give up. And that is why because of his persistence only, Liverpool got those 3 points. Liverpool fans are rejoicing the fact that now we are on the same level in terms of points with Chelsea and United, and of course, United has that game in hand. So the first disallowed goal comes by when the ball is crossed in. Ekitike misses that header, and then like he needs to start working on his headers too. I mean, he's already been a great signing for us, and like I'm not blaming him, but it's just like picking a needle from a haystack. Like there were moments in the City game, there were moments in the Sunderland game that he missed a few headers, and like that could have changed the course of the game. And of course, like things could have been different, but he misses the header. The Nottingham Forest players try to clear the ball. McAllister, who was in and around the box, tries to get really involved in the play and then gets a ricochet off his back slash arm, and that is why the goal was ruled out and the ball goes in. So I started celebrating, but the celebrations were cut short, and that is exactly where I would have assumed that, okay, you know what, let's take a point and move on. It's not one of the best games we've played. It's definitely not one of the best games we've played, but at least we got something out of it. And instead of being critical at that moment, because right now I am being critical about the performance, just take it and move on. But we kept on persisting, and in those dying moments, Dominic Szoboszlai gets the ball, is under pressure, tries to make a few turns, and tries to get himself a bit more space, and is able to cross that ball in. Virgil van Dijk heads the ball in, misses the goal, and again, it was Alexis McAllister who just popped up in that right position and smashed it home. So it was a complete, as I said, smash and grab performance. And at this point in the season, it's the result that counts. But I am not happy with the performance. I'm not happy with the fact that we had this whole week to prepare, and that is how we show up. Completely not acceptable. But it is what it is. The fact that we got those 3 points, which is massive. The fact that we got a victory in those conditions, especially after the way we played, is huge. And we move on. So a big win looking at the table, but we need to amp it up. And that is not how a Liverpool team plays. And yes, you can blame Slot if you want to. You can blame the players if you want to. But in short, yeah, I do expect a better performance, because this is a team which has shown me enough in the season that they've got something in them to fight for. And yeah, if we do need that top 4, top 5 finish, we better start getting better very soon. So let me know what you thought about the game in that comment section below. Let me know how you felt when McAllister's first goal got disallowed. Let me know how you felt when the actual goal went in, and that agonizing wait for both the goals. And let me know how you thought about Liverpool's performance overall. Do you think we can make the top 4? Do you think we can make the top 5? Let me know in that comment section below. And in the end, of course, 3 points is what every Liverpool fan wanted, and that's what we got. But the performance still needs a lot of improvement. So this was the review of this game, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me know how you felt about this video. If you like this video, let me know by liking this video and also subscribing to my channel. I'll see you very shortly. Till then, take care.